Hey guys, Zack from Up Your Fashion Game. This week I've got another DIY tailoring video for you. This week we are talking about tie length. If you're under 5'10", you've probably run into this situation before. Now there are a couple ways around this. The first being tucking the tail into the buttons in between your shirt. The second being a Neapolitan knot, which is basically a forehand, but you go around twice, so it uses up a little bit more fabric. But neither of those are great if you're going for that classic four-in-hand and you don't want any bulk. Alright, here's what you'll need. A sewing machine, scissors, a tape measure, a Sharpie, an iron, and a needle. Alright, now that you've got all that rounded up, let's get started. So this is the tie that I've chosen. I found that a good length of tie for me is 56 inches. I just measured this one, and it is 60 inches. So that means I'm going to be taking off 4 off of the skinny end. So the first step is to cut this open. You're going to see that there is a thread that holds these two together, and you can just start pulling that out. You at least need to get up to however many inches you're taking off, and then a little bit more. Alright, once you have that open, you're going to take out the inside piece and measure how much that you're going to take off. In my case, I was taking off 4, so I'm going to measure from the point on the end and put a dot in the center at 4 inches. And what I'm going to do with my scissors is create this exact same point at the end, and that will be my new point. Now we are going to disassemble the end of the tie. What we need to do is take off this black piece. You can do that with a seam ripper. It's the easiest. If you have to, you can do it with scissors, but it's just going to be a little bit harder to get at the threads. Alright, what you should be left with is the black piece of fabric and the end of your tie completely open. It will look like a triangle at the end here, and then it'll just go up and you'll see your piece that you cut like this. So what you want to do is cut off the same amount of fabric that we cut off before. So I cut off 4 inches of that inside fabric. So I'm going to cut off 4 inches of the outside fabric as well. And I'm going to do that in the same shape as this triangle on the end. So how I'm going to do that, I am going to measure from the tip, and then again with my marker, just make a dot at 4 inches. Now I know that is my point, so I can cut off right at that dot there. And then if I want, I can just use this to know how far my point goes off to the side. Alright, so the next thing that we need to do is make the triangle that we just cut look like the one that we cut off. So we want to use an iron to make all of these same creases. So the first one that we're going to make is folding over the tip of the triangle, and you're going to fold that all the way over until it touches the inside fabric. And iron a crease into that. Making sure that your iron is set on an appropriate setting depending on the fabric of your tie. So now we have that folded over. The next fold that we are going to make is this side one. And then the other side. Alright, after you're done ironing, it should pretty much look like how it looked before without the black in it. So the next step is to go over to our sewing machine. Alright, so this part is going to seem counterintuitive, but what you want to do is unfold the creases that you just made and have the outside of the tie facing up and the inside of the black piece facing down. So you're seeing the inside of the black piece, and if you flipped it over, you would see the inside of the tie. So you want the two outsides touching each other. And we are going to sew these together along the crease that you just made. Same thing on the other side. And now here's the magic. Flip it inside out. Now the black's on the right side. Alright, now iron one more time and just iron everything into place. Good luck with that. Alright, the last step of the process is to sew your tie back together. So we are just going to do the opposite of when we began the process taking it apart. You're going to use the same stitch, it looks like this, and you are just going to tie a knot at the very end like the one that we undid to begin with. You can use the same thread that you have dangling off here and just use your needle and thread it through. Alright, that's it. Worked perfectly, got my 4 in hand, perfect length, and it wasn't that hard. Only problem is, I've got 40 more to do. But if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them down in the comments below. I answer everything. Again, I'm Zack Pyle from Up Your Fashion Game. Thanks for watching.